Hello.
My camera's not working.
Oh, dude, look at this.
Okay.
At least there's volume, correct?
Yeah, there's volume.
Okay, we're here. We've got technical difficulties. While Justin sorts out the technical difficulties, if you are watching us on YouTube, press the subscribe button for us. We appreciate that. Hello, Art Boy. Hello, Stormstrong. Shogun.
How y'all doing?
Cobra.
I've arrived.
Justin's here now.
We're here. We got decks. There are
There's a lot of dis.
a lot of this.
A lot of Untamed.
No Star Alliance.
No Star Alliance, no Shadows tonight. Just how it all kind of rolled out. So.
Code Red,
Code Red.
Tate Bomb, X3, Choco. What's up?
Hello, guys. And gals.
We got a lot of
So
this,
that's
yeah.
Old House. Who
all
does?
old houses except for that Saurian deck.
Yeah.
2 decks, 100% on the grayscale.
Yep.
Pretty big deal.
Could be big things.
Yep. We know the grayscale.
So
Very, very telling.
XO73D.
Power of a deck. Yeah, so we'll just get right into it. You're on Gecko, and I'm on the Albino Palatine of Rock Grove.
Oh, the grayscale.
The grayscale matchup to start.
The game length for mass mutations has been wildly variable.
Yeah.
So grayscale.
How do you bet? I don't know, Dave. I don't know.
Yeah, let me get the Yep. Get it set up so I can just alt tab real quick. All right, there we go.
Do you want? Do you like Dis Untamed Sanctum better, or do you like Logos Dis Untamed better? Gray Logos, yeah.
So, this is another Dark Harbinger deck. Dark Harbinger being one of my favorite cards in this set. I think I mentioned that yesterday, but this one seems to function very similar to the other one that we had. But this one I think has like has this banger of a Mutation of Instinct. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here you go. It's a Mutation of Instinct that has a card and a damage icon to go with it.
Pretty sweet.
It's like the capabilities of drawing into like another Untamed card to keep comboing off. This card also has Sacro Beast, which I think is a 5/2 skirmish. And they're like this set more than any other. There's like real value in a creature that's very good at fighting.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's so many problem creatures in this set. So having something that is not easy to take off the board, and it's got armor, goes a really long way in this set because of the damage pips. So yeah, just having a creature that can fight a bunch. It's probably
There's not much that does big damage either. It's like little pips of damage. So armor's even better because they can't just stack it up unless it's all in one turn.
Exactly. So yeah, the alien. So when I initially looked at the spoiler, I thought the alien ones were probably going to be some of the worst. But after playing, I think like the Shadows alien one is pretty bad. But the rest of the alien ones, especially the skirmish fight alien one, is real good.
Just the Knuckles Boltons are not the good ones.
Yeah. At the very least, the least exciting ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 5/2 Reap discard draw is real good. I think I was doing work yesterday.
Okay, so I'm going first, right? I'll say Logos. I'll play Eclectic Inquiry. Like we said yesterday, this is like a baby Eureka. Oh god, this next turn is gonna be stupid.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Alright, I'll say Sanctum. I'll play Bulwark. I'll play Baldric for Bold. He'll get an Amber, and I'll play a Xeno Knight. He'll get an Amber.
Oh, okay. Alright. I'll put my archives into my hand. I am going to say Dis. I will play Ritual of Tognath, and I will do so it is enhanced with a damage icon. I will do 1 damage to Bulwark. I am going to Mark of Dis Bulwark, so you have to say Sanctum on the next turn. I am going to Pain Reaction Bulwark, and then finish him off. Splash and damage on the other creatures. I am going to double doom Baldric.
My God.
It might have been worth hitting the Xeno Knight, but I think that's fine. Okay. I will play Hystracog and Drekker. And it is your turn. I will say check with 6. I will draw.
Okay, I'll say Sanctum. We'll fight the Hystracog.
Yeah, and I'll take out both.
I'll take 2. Look at the top 3. Put 1 in hand, 1 on bottom, 1 on top. Play Avian, Aldrich the Bold. And your turn.
Okay.
Go ahead and forge that key, I guess.
Yep. Forge. I will say Logos. I'll play Autoencoder. And honestly, I wonder if I'm supposed to discard both of these creatures to Baldric. So that way you don't get free amber for fighting them. Because I think you're like kind of incentivized to go back to Sanctum on the next turn. Especially if I give you creatures to fight. So I'm just going to discard both the Smokos. Archive. And it is your turn. I will draw 3. Go with the advanced George Strat here.
Yeah, I feel like just reaping 3 times with Sanctum. I don't have anything to play, but I think that's probably fine, so I'll just do that and threaten. Your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna end up forfeiting this Q to you, I think. I will say Untamed. And I will just play 4 creatures. Unia, Niffle Queen, Niffle Ape, Cephalist. And it's your turn, I will draw. I could have stopped the key, but I would not have had like a great turn otherwise. So you get to forge, which have like a hyper fast game. I don't really want to generate any amber while you've got Scrivener or Fabian on the table. I kind of want an answer to it before I start generating amber, since you're with Sanctum, you're very likely to just capture it. You could actually capture it from any of your houses, right? That's the right. Neat thing about enhancements, right? That's why you can only have one untamed common card that has any kind of amber control on it, but you could take an untamed turn and control like 4 or 5 amber depending on what enhancements were in the deck and where they landed.
All right, I'm gonna play this. I will play a Bonesaw for some stuff in
Inferus?
Yeah, or sorry, Furnace. Bonesaw
is in your hands.
Yeah, I will get. I'll get this Double Doom, and I'll get a Market Disc, even though it's not blowing up any amber right now. It's still good to get out of there. I'm gonna play Bonesaw. I'm gonna Double Doom your Niffle Ape. It's got the 3 capture icons on it.
Okay.
Of course, you didn't drain amber.
Yeah.
As per your plan.
Yeah, that Double Doom is sweet.
Yeah. But that would have been pretty awesome to follow up with Fabian.
Well, if you Infernus,
right?
you Infernus the Tognath, and then you Double Doomed me. So.
Okay.
It is a draw a card enhance. So I did discard a card, so I get to archive the top with
I'll play Skixuno and blow everything up.
Okay.
And he's gonna get 8.
You had 5. I had 3.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry to do that to Bonesaw.
Okay, I will run back Untamed, I think. I'll play Keyfrog, Niffle Ape, and Sacro Beast. And I will draw 3. It's your turn.
Yeah, 60. Sass is completely meaningless. You know this though, Dave. It just doesn't mean anything. Alright, I'll say
before the stream started, Justin and I were talking, like, that Double Doom that has 3 capture icons on it is a card that has 3 capture icons on it worth more or less for like a score or Sass? The answer is I don't know. It probably depends on the deck, right?
Glory as a tenant, I will play, I guess. Your turn.
Okay, I am going to say Untamed. I'm going to play Niffleape. I am going to Mutation of Cunning on Keyfrog. So it is a mutant and elusive until my next turn. Sacro Beast is going to fight and kill Pismire with Skirmish. And then Niffleape and Keyfrog will both reap. And it is your turn. I will draw 2.
I'll say Dis. I'll reap with Uno. I'll play Gateway.
Okay. I do not have the Amber to forge with the Keyfrog.
Play an Anguish. Play Stirring Grave. We get Man Furnace. And that's it.
Yep.
Draw 2. Double Shrooms OP.
I was talking about how I think it might be fine with Sanctum because you got so much armor. I do think the Shroom is one of the worst cards in the set, though, after playing as much as we have.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll put Mark as in my hand and say Logos. I am going to standardize testing. I am going to play Eclectic Inquiry and archive the top 2 cards of my deck. I will play Cronus, who's enhanced himself. So I will draw 1, and then after I resolve that, I will archive 1. Archive this. I will. I'm gonna play Infomorph just because I'm gonna need creatures to actually generate Amber. And then I'll play Effervescent Principle. I'll lose 2. I think I could have done that in a different order to only lose 1. If I played this before I played the Eclectic Inquiry. But honestly, I wanted to see what I was going to archive before I decided whether or not to play this Effervescent. So, all right, it's your turn. I'm not. When you play that, when you play the Infernus, I'm not going to have any Amber. I don't think it matters how much Amber I generate. So I'll drop a chain and draw 1. Go ahead.
I was wondering if you could get through your deck this turn.
I can't. No, I couldn't. Okay. Yeah.
I'll say Undis and pick up the archive. I'll play an Infernus, and I'll get the Tognath and the Effervescent Principle.
Okay.
Play Bonesaw. And that is it.
Okay. All right. I'll put my archives in my hand and say Untamed. And I will play a Dark Fairy. I'm going to play a Dark Harbinger. I am going to play Mutation of Instinct. So I'll give the Dark Harbinger. So I've played an Untamed action card, so I'm ready. I get to do a damage. So I'll do a damage to Bonesaw, and then I'll draw a card. Dark Harbinger, I think, just reaps. And then I'm going to play Mutation of Cunning to give it elusive until the next turn, and it will ready. And I will just reap. And it is your turn. I will draw 1, and I'll tell you to go ahead.
Okay, I'll say Sanctum. Play Squire Alice. Play a potion, vulnerability. Play Gizelhart's Zealot. I'll fight the Dark Fairy.
Okay.
And I'll use the mushrooms to heal.
What are you doing? Why are you growling?
Your turn.
Are you? Sorry. We're doing something over here. Are we interrupting you?
Yes.
Okay, I am going to say Logos Infomorph is going to fight Squire Alice.
Darkness Nam with Twitch Prime. Thank you.
We
Much
appreciate
appreciated. Heck yeah. Oh, Eden's symmetric effect. Yeah, so it affects you too. We didn't even get Eden's charge, unfortunately.
Yeah. Munchling, Kyo, and Daughter. I do think Eden's Jar is probably a card that like you have to know how to play around. I think Eden's Jar honestly is probably an insane card for Triad, because you can ban a deck that you know is bad for you, and then Eden's Jar, because since once you know their lists, and you play against like a combo deck or whatever, you can Eden's Jar the card that's going to hose you, like a Martian Generosity or whatever. Cronus is going to Reap, and it is your turn. I will draw up to 7, so draw these 2, and then I will shuffle and draw 2 more.
I'll say this. I'll play Picaroon here. I'm gonna use the potion. I'm gonna fight Cronus and fight the Dark Harbinger.
Okay.
Your turn.
Oh, Picaroon has deployed. I didn't even notice that.
I didn't either, till just now.
Did not even notice it has deploy. Okay, so I'll draw 2 more. Oh! What is this? What is this?
Some ghosts in here already.
Is there? Tell me where they are. He's really upset about these ghosts. Okay, we're gonna say this. I'm gonna discard Gateway. I'll archive the top card. I am going to play a Cinder. I'll draw. I guess Macronus is dead, so it doesn't matter. I'll play another Cinder. I'll discard the 3rd Cinder. I just have them all now. Can't hold all these Cinders. I will play a Hystricog, and I will play Dominator Bauble. It's kind of close to discard there, but your turn. This game went from like 60 to 0 real quick.
I'll say Untamed. I'll play Dark Fairy. Play Cephalist, Niflate, discard Song of the Wild, and I'll Growth Surge this Dark Fairy.
Okay.
Okay. Picaroon is now 12, and he's not gonna die if he's the only creature.
I'm supposed to draw 1 more, because of the Daughter. Alright, I am going to say Logos. I'm going to play Eclectic Inquiry. I'll archive the top 2. Okay. I am going to have... Dark Fairy is a 5. Munchlink is going to fight your Niffle Ape. I will discard a Logos card from my archives. I'll discard the Research Smoko. Poor Smokos have got no love this game. Kyo, is it worth drawing a card here? I don't think it is. I'm going to draw a card at the end of my turn. I think I just want to Reap. I'll Reap with Daughter. I'll Reap with Infomorph. I'll Reap with Kyo. I'll say check with 10, and it is your turn. I will draw 1, 7. Yeah, Growth Surge is a good card. Yeah, really like Growth Surge, Wild Wormhole.
I'll say Untamed. I'll play Niffle Grounds. Play Chonkers.
He comes in play with 1
with the 1 counter. Dark Fairy is gonna fight the Munchling.
Okay, Munchling gets toast. You gain 2.
So Followist will reap. Alright, your turn.
Okay, so I will forge for 6.
Yeah, Growth Surge is pretty sweet. I agree. $60 to 0 to 100. Yeah, pretty much.
Radical Penelope. I will put Maracas in my hand, and we're gonna say Untamed. What would you say is my Amber control in this deck? That's the effervescent principle that was purged, huh? Okay, well, here we go. We're gonna say Untamed, and I am. Is it worth? The honest question is, how much of it's worth to? So if you play Ismire. I have enough mutants on the table.
Ismire's in there.
Okay. Do you have the thing that if I have 7 or more?
The Bring Low? No.
No Bring Low. Well, your Untained's not stopping a key. Anguish is in the discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. How do you stop a key?
Mm-hmm.
You tell me how you stop a key. Okay.
I don't know.
I am gonna say Untamed. I'm gonna play Mutation of Cunning to give this Cinder elusive, and it becomes a mutant. I'll play Mutation of Cunning on that Cinder. It becomes elusive and a mutant. I will play Mutation of Instinct. I will do 1 damage to Chonkers. And I'll draw a card. And sure, that Cinder. Actually, we'll say Daughter has Skirmish and is a mutant until next turn. And then I have all of these, and I don't know if I should just discard them. I'll play Dark Fairy here. I'll play Sacro Beast, and none of these are mutants, so I'm just going to pitch those 4 to archive 4. The reason being that if you have some way to like get Pismire back, so
Stormstrong, it's pretty funny. I'm glad. I don't think anyone can see that, but
yeah,
it's pretty funny.
And
okay.
Whoops, everybody saw it. Okay. I'll draw.
Had to moderate himself.
Got to moderate himself. Storm. That's a sign of a good moderator when they block themselves. I'll say check with 7. You'll forge, but no capturing. You got Gorbanal. You can only capture. You can only.
I have 1 fight with it. I have 1 capture icon and Spectre.
Okay,
that's it.
Just short.
Yep.
Battled through Infernus on Ritual of Tognath. Don't embarrass him. Yeah, he's allowed to make those mistakes. He gets 1 week bully free.
That's so funny. I don't think it was intentional. Alright, let's see. You won 3-2. Fast game. Sort of.
It like lagged in the middle.
Yeah,
and then
we had to build back up, and I ran out of board wipes.
Yeah,
you're on Bloom. I'm on Kettle Hut.
Hell Hut. Bloom.
Farquaad has arrived. Alright, let's. What we got going on here? Oh, this is the Legacy Commander Remeal deck. Okay.
Yeah. This deck does have a Wretched Doll without 5 Amber Pips. Or, sorry, 5 damage pips.
Well, dang. Strictly worst.
This is like a... Seems like a medium Saurian side. It depends on, I think, if you can get value out of the Faust. Do you have an Eldest Bear, which is cool. We've got a Snudge, who seems particularly good in this set. I don't think there's anything really to abuse with Snudge in this deck.
Just using Snudge is very impressive, though.
Yeah. This deck does have a Reclaimed by Nature, so it's something we haven't seen in a lot of decks. This deck does have a Vault's Blessing, so...
I think it had a couple cards. It had like 2 different cards that could hit with double icons with Vault's Blessing, so it's pretty good.
Oh,
or not Vault's Blessing, I was thinking of...
Reclaimed by Nature?
What was I thinking of? The one that doubles icons on a card.
Oh, Wild Bounty. Yeah, that's not this deck.
Okay. One of these decks have Wild Bounty, I think. Maybe I'm crazy.
It could be. It could just be your...
Maybe I read the Vault's Blessing and thought it was Wild Bounty. It's usually pretty dang good. I'm on Kettle Hut. This thing's got like a library card, an auto encoder, and Screaming Cave.
God. Wow.
Could be good. Could be good.
Could have big things going on.
It's harvest time.
Yeah, if you don't have Dark Amber, I mean, if you're just like taking a shot in the dark, saying Dark Amber Vault's probably not a bad call in this set, right? It just seems to take over any game it's played in.
I'll keep.
Yeah, okay, we'll keep.
With Baldric.
God. Not like this.
I'll dare you.
I will say this. I'm gonna mulligan up my plan. I'm gonna say this. I'll play Wretched Doll and I'll Mind Fire you.
Okay. Amber Enhanced Growth Surge with Vault's Blessing. That's pretty good.
Well, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Okay. And I'll draw you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll say Sanctum. I'll play Locatent, Gorvenal, General Salvador, Equalize, Reap with Baldric. Your turn.
Alright. I am going to say Saurians. And Baldric.
22 damage. No.
23 damage. Pow! I will play Strix and steal one. I will play Monument to Faust. I'm gonna play Umbrasaurus. I'll exalt. I'll do 3 damage to Gorvenal. And then I'll Sagittarius Gaze to exalt Gorvenal. And it is your turn. I will draw.
Play Logos. I will play a library card and shoot that. Play Professor Tirado. Capture, play Bob Bookton. Sure.
Both mutants.
They are both mutants.
Could reap and I could draw cards. They're worth it. Ooh, it's tempting. doesn't solve the long-term problem of Professor Torado. I suppose what I'll do is say Untamed. I'll play Dino Beast. I'll exalt it and do 3 damage to Gorgonol. I will load Dawn. This is enhanced to draw a card, and I don't have any Untamed cards in the discard pile, so I don't have to worry about shuffling anybody in. And then I am going to Growth Surge. We'll Growth Surge, I think, this way. So we'll put 3 power on Shrix, make him not a free kill. Umbrasaurus is now the size of Kulf the Quieter, whatever his name is, the elusive Robnar creature, and then I'll play Dino Beast. Or what +1/+1 counter on Dino Beast. And it's your turn, I'll draw 2.
Alright, I will say Logos.
Best Monument, I think they're all solid.
I'm gonna use library card for this turn.
I think they all impact the game just the right amount, so.
I will Effervescent.
Yeah, Autoencoder is the best.
Draw card.
The best Monument.
I will Lethalogica. So I'll use it. So I get the effect first, and then I draw.
You draw.
I draw first.
Because if it's Wild Wormhole,
you get the Wild Wormhole. You choose your order.
No, for Wild Wormhole, you got the Amber, you drew the card, then you played the top.
Yeah, I thought
card.
They later said that you could choose the order.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think later in later FAQs you could change the order.
Your choice now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I want to mill first. Okay, so get Lycobot.
Okay.
And then I'll draw.
Okay.
And then I will play a Lethalogica. Do damage. The effect for Neurosiphon. Then I'll draw a card. Play Neurosiphon. Draw. Play Lycobot. Draw. Play Puzzle Loop. Arc.
Yeah, the difference between Monument to Faust and Lash is you can have multiple Fausts.
Play Q-Max, draw 2. Reap with Torado. Draw.
Yeah, I think you can draw before you archive with the causal loop.
Reap with Butt Bookton. I will draw then play. Draw. That's probably fine. Archive Q-Max.
It was a gateway for everybody playing at home.
Okay. I'm done. Check with 9. Did I draw for playing Gateway? No, I did not.
Okay, I am going to say Saurians. I'm going to play Umbrasaurus. I will not use its ability. I'm going to discard Faust and use Monument to Faust to make your keys cost +2 next turn.
Okay.
And it is your turn. I will
opens the gateway.
Draw 2.
Opens the wormhole, just a gateway to disc. Murders everybody. Play 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously in this situation, Monument to Faust being a Lash would have been better because I would have been Forged for 9 instead of 8. I do like the ability to, and I think it's important in this set, to tax the opponent to the exact amount of Amber that they have, if it's 8, right? Because a lot of times with Lash, what happens is You lash them for 3, they don't forge, and then you're forced to take a non-disc turn, and then they forge for 6 anyway. So you didn't stop any amber. I mean, yeah, Autovac's also rare though, right? Like, Autovac's insane, but the monuments I believe are uncommonish. So
I'm gonna say Sanctum. I'm gonna purify the Umbrasaurus to purge it and Jamil for a new thing.
There isn't turn.
This comes into play. Put it into play.
Okay, so no. Oh man, he would capture 2.
No captures. So. I'll play a champion. Ping that guy. Play Radiant Truth, and play Seeker of Truth. Your turn.
All right. I am going to say Untamed. I am going to Wretched Doll the Seeker of Truth. I am going to play a Dominator Bomb. I am going to Mark of Dis the Seeker of Truth. I am going to Double Doom Champion Anaphil. And then I'm going to play Snudge. Yeah, well, and the thing is, there's like a extra city-state interest in this set, right? Because Spoils of Battle's pretty close.
Okay, play Anaphil. Shoot that. And Seeker will reap. Your turn.
Alright, so I will forge. I am going to say Untamed. I'm going to play Eldest Bear, Lymph, Gloriana's Attendant, and I will draw 3. It is your turn.
Say this. I'll play a Break Key. Does nothing. Play Screaming Cave.
Yep. Snudge Lockout. The Snudge Lockout can't happen.
Play Anguish, play Cinder.
I would need to be able to play Market Disc multiple times, so.
Play Vector. I'm gonna Harvest Time. You guys get your beasts. You can also get your Monument and like wait to play the Screaming Cave. Yeah, I think I should get Monument.
Okay.
Maybe an Amber.
So you say location?
Purge locations, yep.
Okay. So Faust is gone. I'm going to get one.
That's it. Finally drop a chain.
This deck does not have a Cleansing Wave, does it?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think that would be bad. Alright, I am going to say Dis. I'm going to use the Dominator Bauble so that Eldest Bear can fight. I actually want to fight with Eldest Bear yet? No, not yet. I am going to play Dark Minion. I will Implosion the Dark Minion and Champion Anaphyl. So all your creatures are going to take one. Dark minion is destroyed. And then I am going to Stirring Grave. I'll do a damage to Imp Spectre.
Humble. Probably fine with that.
We're gonna Stirring Grave. I think Shrix is the one that makes the most sense. Yeah, we'll get Shrix. Okay, so now I will Reap with Snudge and bounce Cinder. And then Eldest Bear is going to fight Anguish. Before the fight, Eldest Bear is in the middle, so I'll gain 2. And then trade. And it is your turn. I will draw.
Okay. Say Sanctum. Play Commandeer. Play Potion of Vulnerability. Commander Remiel. And I'll fight the Glorion's Attendant.
Yep.
Check with 7.
What happened? You captured?
Yep.
Commandeer. Okay, gotcha. All right. I am.
Oh, you could have used Wretched Doll last turn.
Oh yeah. Wretched Doll kill. Seeker. This is a change.
It just does this.
Okay.
And that's alive.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. That was like the whole plan was to wipe your board.
Yep.
Okay. I am going to say Untamed. I will play well, let's see. Yeah, okay. I will play Resurgence. I will get back Dino Beast and then Eldest Bear. I will discard the Savage Clash. I am going to play Dino Beast, exalt it to kill Commander Remiel. Do 3 damage.
Please ban. Ban Hammer now.
Ban. Big follows.
Yeah, we've had the doll do some things occasionally. Good. Oh yeah, look at that Stormstrong. He's on.
Yeah, he's got him.
No
For
time
60
out.
seconds.
Ban him.
He's dead. WB 40
Yacht.
Yak.
Or yak.
66. Get out of here.
I know. It's crazy.
Saying, yeah, I know.
You're discarding Savage Clash?
Storm's too busy typing dirty words. Discarding Savage Clash.
Okay.
I guess I'll play Eldest Bear and then Dino Beast. I will Reclaimed by Nature. Honestly, I'll get the Potion of Invulnerability. I think I could care less about Screaming Cave. I would much rather have the Amber Pip. I am going to Vault Blessing. I have 2 mutants. This guy is very dead.
He's dead?
Yeah. He got shot by the Dino Beast. I will Reap with Gloriana's Attendant. And then I will Reap with Flumph. And I will say check with 13.
Okay, I'll forge.
I will draw.
Say Logos, pick up the archive. Play Autoencoder. Play Kurzap.
Non-mutants.
Non-mutants. Play Qmex. Which I don't want to draw this Kurzap, so I'll hold that for a second.
Okay.
It would kill the Qmex, but I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think you're fine with that. You're trying to fish for Effervescent anyway. So
yeah.
we got him. We don't need to buy followers. Buying followers and Twitch.
Yeah, what the heck? Why would you even do that?
In the current year.
I'll draw.
I may have to
Thinker's out.
step away for a second.
Okay. Play causal loop.
Once we're done with this game.
Your turn.
Okay. So I forge. I am going to... I don't think I have a reason to say anything other than Untamed here. I'll discard Lost in the Woods since it's actively bad here. I will play Wild Spirit on Gloriana's Attendant. I'll reap with Gloriana's Attendant. And then I'll reap with Dino Beast. Say check with 10 and draw, shuffle and draw, I guess?
Yeah, 10's too many.
An Untamed Burst in the set.
Markadess wrecked me.
Because you had to skip, yeah. So when you play, if I am remembering events correctly, what I did is like when you played all that stuff, when you played the library card, I was like, oh, I gotta keep this mark of this because I gotta make sure the turn after he does a big turn that I'll be able to really kind of like punish. Because if you basically take 2 turns at once with library card and then I make you skip a turn, then it's like we're basically back at the same place. Except I got to see what you were gonna do first. You're on Psygecko.
Do you step away?
Yeah. I'll be right back, everybody. Sorry for the delay.
All right. I'll shuffle my deck. We can hang out, guys. How are you doing? We can look at Eddie a little bit. Look at that Eddie. Sleeping, sort of. Kind of awake now. Nathan was stomping around. I think he was getting some text from work or something. Watching Dark on Netflix. What's that about? Someone should give Eddie a treat. Swapping away to buy those sweet subscribers. Yeah, he's like, I have to go to buyfollowers.com. He's very tired. He was at camp today, doggy day camp, so lots of running around playing. Is that 2 treats? Oh my goodness. Okay. Got. See him yesterday? We got dog treats. It's pretty good. See that paw given? Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, he's probably more upset about it than like anyone else, because I know if I got like a work text in the middle of streaming and I had to answer, I'd be pretty annoyed. But I know you guys don't care, so we appreciate it. Really gave me that paw. I know. You know, sometimes to do it. I'm trying to teach him like paw and then other paw. It's like Broadchurch mixed with Lost and Stranger Things. I am Tabletop Royale now. It can't stop me. I could just play this deck and I could like go to both sides of the table and play the game. Be very sweaty after that. Moving back and forth. Yeah. We both get random like work after hours. He doesn't speak. He only barks at ghosts. He can sit though. Yeah. Build my perfect mass mutation deck. I have to get some stickers for enhancement icons. Did we do? Yeah. Walking around. He likes to. He mostly sleeps on the carpet. That's like right underneath, right here. Oh, he knows when he's on camera too. I swear. Like, write that down. Read my Keyforge deck. Oh, yeah, that's perfect time for that, Storm. I can do that. Jaden, Refinery Poet. Let's see what we got here. Doesn't match the fat resident. Refinery's Poet. Okay. Grim Reminder. 2 Marks of Dis. 2 Star Engraves. That's a pretty dang good combo. Dominator.
Are you barking at me?
He's so mad.
From the other room?
Imspectors. Infernus. Xenofiend. I do like the combo of Stringgrave and Infernus a lot. Like, it's pretty good in set. Obviously, it's not as good as an Exhume Infernus, but you have other options with the Stringgrave that you might not have with.
It's like slower because you can.
Slower, yeah.
I think there's more ways to get it from your discard pile back to your hand than there were in other sets, because you also have Resurgence. You could get it with Resurgence. You can. There's 2 in-house ways to archive it from your discard pile.
Storm did a right by the Keyforge deck, so that's what we're doing.
Oh, I got you.
2 Kruzaps, Causal Loop.
Kruzaps. Is this your deck you won with or no?
No, it's not.
It's not. It's another one.
What's that Lithologica got? Not much Gorvenal, Synergy. I guess there's a couple enhancement. Ooh, Maverick, Gorvenal, and Untamed. That's
pretty cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Does it have anything that's worth fight? Like anything that's good at fighting?
No.
That's bad then.
Yeah. No. It's a Savage Clash. It's got standardized testings. It's got Kruzaps. It's got some mutants.
You can load Dawn back to Gorvenal.
It has a good amount of mutants to go with the
Cyberclone's right? Insane, right?
Cyberclone's super good. Yep. Damage on
standardized testing. So it's. I think so. This deck looks like it's strong versus board based decks, right? Like just having creatures on the table is a problem against this because of like Mark of Dis. You could get trapped in turns you don't want to take against this deck.
Mm-hmm.
And it just has so many ways to kill creatures, so yeah.
The mutant plan is probably sneaky pretty good, honestly, because the Kruzaps could do one-sided board wipes a lot,
right?
And it's got auto encoder,
yeah. I think you're really incentivized to discard creatures in the deck because of Grim Reminder and auto encoder.
Yeah.
So.
The Corpulent Denizen. That was the tournament deck, I believe, right?
That's okay, that's sweet. Not a lot of big creatures. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, you don't have to have big creatures if your actions regulate the board. Right, so that definitely helps. Your deck can be on the smaller side.
Especially with standardized testing.
Yeah. 6. Also 6. 6 again. The number of the beast. 11. You're first. Okay. Sorry, let me pay out. I won that last game. Look at the gambling going for this game. My girlfriend got a new laptop. And so of course the first time she goes to play D&D with friends on it, the thing doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like trying.
So it was not a work text. I assumed it was work text.
Yeah, it was not a work text. It was me trying to figure out how to get the damn thing to work.
Play auto encoder.
Okay. Well. Okay. All right. Well, I'll play auto encoder.
Okay.
And I'm gonna play a Q-Mex and draw a card. And I am gonna play a library card and shoot my own Q-Mex and archive them. And then I'm going to play Causal Loop and archive a card, and then archive Causal Loop. Okay.
All right.
All right. Good turn.
I'll say this. I'll play a Drekker. I'll play a Dominator Bubble and draw. I will discard Hystricog and archive. Okay, your turn. Yep, autocutter on autocutter. Gonna be insane.
I am going to say
Nathan got both autocutter decks last 2 games, and they were, of course, the winning decks.
I'll play Potion of Invulnerability. I will play Seeker of Truth.
JK, I played that deck.
I wonder if it's worth discarding him. I think it's worth discarding. I'll discard Seeker of Truth. Screw that guy. I'll play Equalize. And your turn. I'll draw 3.
I'll say Logos. I'll play Cronus. I'll draw an archive. I will discard Infomorph and archive. Discard Effervescent and archive. Discard Research Smoko, archive. Okay, your turn. No love for Infomorph. 99% of the time, I'm very happy to discard that guy.
I wonder if the correct call here is to just say dis and then discard these 2. I'll say dis. I'll discard Anguish and archive the top card, and I'll discard Cinder and archive the top card. And it's your turn. I'll draw 2.
Okay, I'll say dis. I'll pick up the archive.
The deck did have Market Dis, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Okay.
Play a Dominator Bubble. I'll use the Dominator Bubble to Reap with Cronus. I'll Reap with Drekker and steal 1. I'll double Doom to make you discard a card. Which is maybe worse than just discarding it. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't care. It depends on
the card you get.
It depends on what you hit. Like, that was a good
That's
hit.
actually a good hit, yeah.
So, I'll archive.
I'll play Cinder.
If you did not discard this, I honestly think I draw the whole deck. So
play Pain Reaction. I'll play Ritual of Tognath. I'll shoot the Cinder and I'll sacrifice these guys. I'll also check 7.
Okay, my turn. Put my archives into my hand. Saying Logos. Popping the library card. Purging it. Starting with a Effervescent. Draw Effervescent, get a chain. I will then Neurosiphon, draw. Okay. I will Lethal Logica, get 1. I'll do a damage to Cronus. I had both Lethal Logicas. So, like I said, I think I would have milled all the way through the deck. So I will use it first and then draw. So discard till I hit a Logos card. I hit Bookton, and then I'll draw. Lethal Logica's in the discard pile. I will play. I'll discard Krezap and archive the top card. I will play Q-Mex and draw. I will play Lycobot and draw. I will play Professor Torado and draw. I will play Bot Bookton and draw. I will play Causal Loop, draw, then archive. Archive causal loop. Yeah, I'm done.
All right. I'll say Untamed. Play Dark Harbinger. Play Devil Queen. I'll play Mutation of Instinct on the Harbinger, so you get skirmish.
Okay.
Do a damage to Lycobot and draw a card. And readies. I'll fight Bob Bookton. Get skirmish and mutant trait. I will cunning to give something elusive. I'll give Cronus elusive.
Okay.
Already, and I'll fight Torado.
Okay. No, Torado let me capture one. I guess what I captured doesn't like it, but.
Lakey Frog. Your turn.
Was Anguish
In the deck? Yes.
There are 2 Anguishes in this deck?
I think so.
Yeah. I thought Anguish was a 1 per deck thing. Is he not always a 1 per deck? How much AoA did we play? I don't think we ever saw more than 1 Anguish in a deck.
I don't know.
We played a lot of AoA.
Yeah. He's uncommon. Okay.
Alright, I will put my archives into my hand. Say Sanctum.
Oh, I could have. I was supposed to archive a card after I drew.
With
So
cards.
I had this card in my hand.
1 in 136. You had 2 in a deck? Okay. I don't think I ever saw a deck in all. I mean, in the year since we've played AoA, I don't think I'd ever seen an AoA deck that had 2 Anguishes in it. So, all right, I am. Yeah, we're saying Sanctum. I am starting with Commandeer. I will Radiant Truth, stun enough Queen and Cronus. I will Purify Dark Harbinger. I'm sorry, Dark Harbinger. You're too cool. For Sender, we'll put it on that side. I will play a Gorvanal. I'll play a Champion Anaphil. I'll do a damage to Cronus. I'll play Baldric the Bold. I will play General Salvador. I'll tell you to go ahead. I'll say check with 7. Yeah.
Alright, I'll say Logos. I will with Archive. It's done.
Oh yeah, all this should be captured.
Oh.
So it would have been Commandeer, Radiant Truth, Purify, and then when I play Gorvanal, he'll capture one, I guess. Alright. And then I played all the rest of the thing together.
Play Inquiry.
I could have played that in such a way where I could capture whatever I wanted, but...
The daughter. Play Inquiry. For damage. There. Discard Munchling. And that's it.
Alright, my Forge.
You do.
Forge for 6. Where did it say Sanctum here? Take big this turn. Can threaten. Can threaten with Sanctum by having Popping Potion. Baldric fights Niffle Queen. I gain 2 and then I read 3 times. Doesn't seem that bad. That's what I'll do. I'll say Sanctum. Pop the potion for vulnerability. Baldric will fight Niffle Queen. I'll gain 2. So you have 2 6s, so it's tied. I'll reap with Salvador, reap with Gorvanal, and Gorvanal captures 1 when Baldric fights. So Salvador, Gorvanal, and then Anaphiel. Go to 6. I'll say check with 6. And it is your turn. Two of an uncommon or 1 in 175. Five of deck. We finally pulled a 5 of deck. We pulled a 5 of Lost in the Woods for this set. I don't think it's like good, but you trade for it.
I will say
it is in the tournament. It is officially canon now.
I'll say Logos. All effervescent.
Okay.
I'll standardized test. That's 6s and
1s. QMX go to the archive.
Reap with Daughter. I think Cronus is gonna fly into the mutant. And that is it.
Okay, I am going to say this. I'm gonna play Screaming Cave. I am gonna play Domineer Bauble. I am going to harvest time for attempt to say like items just to purge all of this stuff. I'm gonna harvest time for cyborgs.
Okay.
Just to purge the daughter. I will play Break Key. I was also considering harvest timing my knights to try to get into position to win, but you've since stopped me. And then I'm just going to vomit some disc creatures on the table. Here you go. Bravel, Inspector, Hystricog. I guess I'll put Anguish over here. And it is your turn. I will draw 1, and then shuffle, drop my chain, and draw 3 more.
Alright, I'll say...
You had 1 more stealth mode variant. That's fine.
I'll say Untamed.
Cincinnatus and 4 spirals. You just collect them. That's pretty cool.
I'm
yeah,
sure.
we might be able to hook you up with that after the tournament's ever did. Because the deck that was called Dunk the Forever Unnerving, I sold to Dunkaro from AOA.
I'll Mark of Cunning to give my Dark Fairy Elusive. And Keyfrog will just reap. Yeah, your turn. Five Ludo, 4 stealth mode. Man.
Okay. Okay. I am going to say Sanctum. And I'm going to Radiant Truth. It's the only thing I know to do here. I will... Oh, this chain is actually gone. Salvador will take out the Dark Fairy.
It's a elusive this turn.
Oh, okay. Sure, I'll just reap 3 times then. Screw it. 6, 7, 8. And it's your turn. I will draw 2. Check with 8.
Okay, I'll say Dis. I'll play Cinder. I'll play Mark of Dis on the Salvador. Or I'm sorry, the Gormal. Yep. Play Cinder, draw a card. Use Dominator Bobble. Fight the Gorbanal. Use Ritual of Tognath. Damage.
Go, 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 go.
To
attack, attack, attack.
Histricog. I'll sacrifice the Key Frog.
We're now safe.
And this Niffleape. So I'll forge.
Alright, now don't you feel silly. He's back.
I'll use Dark Fairy with Dominator Bobble to fight. I'll fight Inspector. Get 2. You purge 1. Well, that was the one I didn't want you to get. Well, that's fine.
Okay, so I forge.
Yep.
I will say Sanctum. And I will just reap twice. Go ahead.
Say Dis. I'll reap with Cinder. Well, this guy. I'll reap with Cinder. Well, this guy. I'll use Dominator Bobble to fight the Baldric with Dark Fairy. I'll chain reaction Baldric. I'll play a Gateway. I'm gonna lose 3 from the Gateway. And I'll play Drekker. Your turn. Check with 7.
Okay, I'll put my archives in my hand and I will say Logos. I will Qmax and draw. I am going to Krazap, just for each non-mutant.
Lose 3 from the Brabble that was on the table.
Yeah.
On the side.
Play Effervescent. I will play Professor Torado and a Lycobot. Torado captures one. Actually, so I'll play Lycobot, then Torado, so I'll capture on the Lycobot. And then I'll play Causal Loop, and I'll archive a card. So, I've got 2 chains, so I'll drop a chain, draw 4.
Say Logos. I'll play Eclectic Inquiry. I will discard Infomorph. Discard Theo. Discard Smoko.
Okay, my turn.
Drop chain and draw 4. Yep.
Alright, I'll put my archives into my hand and say Logos. I will play Lethal Logica. I'll do a damage to my Torado. Discard until I hit a Logos. That's what I was looking for. Oh no, that's not what I was looking for. Dang. One off from using it. Okay, sure. I'll Neurosiphon. I'll play QMax and draw. I will play I'm gonna Reap with Lycobot. It's gonna let me discard a card from my hand. I'll discard Sender, so I'll archive the top card with autoencoder, and then I'll draw a card. I will and then I draw a card off Torado. Okay. And then I'll Reap with Torado. Draw. I'll play Bookden. I'll play Causal Loop. I will archive a card and then archive Causal Loop. And it's your turn. So check with 6.
I can't stop an Amber out of 10 cards.
Yeah, the deck is only what's its face? Effervescent.
Oh man.
And then like 2 capture icons.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it has like capable big turns.
That's awful.
Ooh.
Dang.
I got there. I think this deck is like incredible at drawing. Like the efficiency of this deck is absolutely mind-blowing. Double Lethal Logica.
Yeah, it's insane. With the, like that library card turn is just so dumb every time with those.
Yeah.
I'm on Bloom. You're on Albino.
I had the Effervescent in hand when he controlled the weak me. I was actually worried that I wasn't going to be able to stop.
Alduck. Let me see that Keyforge deck.
All right. Go look at it. Can you link the deck? This is just a pure... Click this.
Payola.
Okay, it just redeems it. Okay.
The Imp of Swift Treehouse. Okay. 24 expected Amber.
Gleeful Mayhem, I love that card.
Yeah, 2 of those.
Tognath.
Gleeful Mayhem with Market Disc is real good. Ritual Tognath is of course good.
Classic Charette.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Vintage Charette.
That's cool.
Keyforge. I like a good way to close out a game with like Obsidian Forge plus Ritual of Tognath. That was one of the things with Venus, right? That you really liked. The ability to just forge for 12 if you gotta to win the game. Triple Munchling.
What's that Entropic Swirl?
Double Keo.
Because Entropic Swirl with the enhancement is pretty sweet. Because that card's already really sweet.
Yeah, that card's very good. Do any of the Star Alliance guys have 3 traits? I know Kincan does, but he wasn't reprinted. So yeah, I had a big Commandeer Kozlaz, so if Justin stopped me, I could crack back with the Commandeer to try to stop him from winning the game there.
Plus you got Uncoder, which is always the best card in deck.
Yeah, Uncoder's insane.
It's
right?
so good.
Based off of what we've seen in the last couple of matches.
Yeah.
Adaptoid. He's a cool card. You don't have like a ton of icons in this deck, but you got some, so.
There's not a lot. I guess there's like 3 others.
Leaders might be triple traits.
That's pretty sweet. Antony is very good also, I think, in the set.
Yeah, he's like the only big answer in the set.
Yeah.
Blast Shielding is a great card. Tink I kind of hate. Transporter Platform, do you have anything abusive? I mean, Transporter Platform and Antony is good.
It's got like Observe Max Blast Shielding, right? So
yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah,
it's
you got some stuff. Oh, you got Kirby.
Yeah,
Kirby's good with it. You're like the Kirby's going to do a lot of work because of the Munchlings, right? You like want to get the Munchlings out on a non-logos turn, so that way when you go to call logos, you can actually use them. So yeah, Tink is pretty bad. That card is remarkably bad, I think.
Yeah, I would take the archived card every time.
It does look like your deck. Did you have any board wipes that I saw? You had lots of Gleeful Mayhems, but
yeah, those were pretty good. But
I don't know if you it's a deck that seems like if you can't stick to the board, you might have some trouble. So that's something to keep in mind. But if it's a deck where if you've got the initiative and you're the one like dictating the pace of the game, you probably stay ahead. But I feel like that's a lot of
contest. Did you already do the contest? Okay, yeah, you did.
Okay, yeah.
What?
What did you roll?
I don't know.
I think you rolled a 10.
Okay.
Tink is how Mortimus.
Oh, mulligan.
So, I mean, it's in this set. It seemed like if you're the deck that's behind, you don't have any way to catch up. Your deck at least has Antony, right? So if they have like a big 12 amber turn or whatever, you can get some answers going. Is it this? I don't think this is the type of hand I really want. No. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. I'll keep it. No problem, Elduke. I think didn't have any way to ward in that deck. They really stripped out a lot of the ways to ward outside of Saurian in this set, right? Is there one Star Alliance card that wards?
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I'll say this. I'll play a Dark Minion.
I will say this. I'll play Relentless Creeper and 2 Imp Specters.
Okay.
And I will draw 3.
I'll say Untamed. I will play a Lodon.
Z Enforcer. That's what it is. The Z Enforcer. Oh yeah.
Wild Spirit.
Forge Compiler is insane, right?
I'll Reclaim by Nature. A Vault's Blessing. You get 2.
Oh, dang.
Your turn.
Alright. I am going to say Untamed. I'll play 2 Mushrooms of the View. Don't you feel silly for playing your Reclaimed by Nature now. And then I will play Niflwape.
Okay.
And it is your turn. I will draw 3.
I'll say Dis. I will Mark of Dis the Niflwape. Then I will Stirring Grave and do damage to the Niflwape. I don't have anything to drive. And I'll Double Doom a Inspector. And I'll Reap with Dark Minion.
Shadow Council's got one. Eldest Bear is one. Away Team.
For Gateway. Your turn.
Well, I'll play Dark Fairy and go ahead. Record this is so stupid.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'll say Saurian. Play Consul Primus, Umbrosaurus, shoot the Dark Fairy. Play Strix, Salt Steel.
I am going to say this. I'm going to play Inspector, Picaroon, Anguish. Relentless Creeper and Inspector are both going to crash in Citizen Strix. I'll purge a card from your hand.
Tesmal was the fair control of the week, and it's still pretty oppressive too, right?
Yeah. Purged. And your turn. I will draw 3.
Okay, I'll say Saurian. Play Monument, Faust. Play Theros Centurion. Capture Reap with Primus. This. There. And I'll fight the Inspector. Purge 1.
It's a decent one to hit. You could get that like
with Strix.
Strix, Theros, Centurion.
Yeah.
Alright, I am going to say this. That's going to pull back the Relentless Creeper. I am going to Reap with Anguish, Reap with Picaroon. I am gonna play Relentless Creeper, Bonesaw, and then Skixuno. So I'll get 8 counters and kill everything. And I guess Skixuno takes 1.
Yep. Does he take 1 before he gets his counters? I think he does.
It says play,
destroy all creatures, destroy effects happen.
For each creature destroyed this way. So does he die before the counters get put on?
I think he deals the damage and then dies, and then for each creature destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is in the same sentence. I mean, I guess it is 2 separate sentences.
It did say in the new FAQ you interrupt effects to do things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. So Skix is dead.
Is that we can confirm that if you guys agree with that ruling? But I think that's how destroyed effects work. Because they would do a damage to him before he actually gets the counters. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'll draw 2. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll say Untamed. Play Dino Beast, and I'll Growth Surge it. Your turn.
I am going to say Sanctum. I'll play Baldric, General Salvador, and Xenoknight, who are all enhanced to have Amber.
Jeez.
And I will play a Gizelhart's Zealot, who will just go flying into the Dino Beast and do 4 damage. I'll say check with 8. Your turn, I'll draw 3. Keyforge.
Play Saurian. Play Umbrasaurus. Shoot Baldric for 3. Play Sagittarius Gaze to Exalt. Baldric. Faust. Play Spoils of Battle. And I'll use the monument. Your turn.
Okay. I am going to say Sanctum. I'm going to play Umbra Knight. I will have Salvador fight the Umbra Beast, Dino Beast.
Zach the traitor. Always the traitor.
Baldric is gonna fight Umbrasaurus, so I will gain 2. It's elusive.
Nope.
And then Xenoknight is gonna fight Umbra Knight. I'll take 2. I'll look at the top 3. Okay, so I'll put 1 on bottom, 1 on top, and 1 into my hand. I'll play this Gorvanal. And I'll say check with 10. Oh,
I was playing as the dog? Oh my gosh, the dog.
Oh, Mushroom of the View.
Okay. The traitor dog.
Dead winner.
I will.
I think Eddie's always the traitor when he starts barking at nothing.
I'll say. I can say Untamed. I just have to. I can't let you have this board again, so I'll Savage Clash. Oh, that lives.
Okay.
That's all mine. That's my turn.
Okay, so I forge.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I am going to say this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Say this. Get back Relentless Creeper. Relentless Creeper is a card that is not as good as I thought it was.
We didn't get any enhanced ones also.
Yeah, you're true. That's true. That's true. I think if we got one that had an enhancement, we'd be much more.
Then again, you play it, and then it has to die, and then you have to call this again to get value out of it. So you need like Implosion to go with it.
I am gonna Infernus. Give me this. Get this garbage out. Get that garbage out. So much garbage I gotta get rid of.
Yeah, plus Essence Scale is good.
I am going to Stirring Grave. Yeah, I don't think we got an Essence Scale Relentless Creeper deck.
I don't think so.
Skix Uno, I think, is a good contingency plan. We'll keep him there in case things go bad. I will Double Doom Faust. So I'll capture onto the Xenonite. Take that, Faust. And your turn. I will draw 3.
Yep, I'll say Disc. I have to take this awful Disc turn at some point. Play Dominator Bubble, play Wretched Doll, play Snudge, and Drekker.
I Forge.
Yep.
Okay. I will say Untamed.
It's a lot of coin, I know.
Ugh. I'm gonna play Pismire. I'll play Gloriana's Attendant. I'll play Cephalist. I am gonna Growth Surge Pismire. So 3, 2, and 1. I'll Mushroom, heal my Furnace, and I will tell you to go ahead. I will draw 4.
Yep. I'll say this. I'll read with Drekker. I'll bounce the Pismire.
With Snudge?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll read with Snudge, bounce the Pismire. I'll read with Drekker and steal 1. I'll play Dominator Bobble, Wretched Doll, this guy. I'll play Mindfire.
Oh, God, I'm gonna fight you.
Your turn.
I'm gonna fight you IRL. Oh, God. Oh, man, I hate him. Oh, God, I just hate him. Okay, I am going to say Sanctum. I'm gonna play Potion of Invulnerability. Xenonite is gonna fight Snudge. It'll take 2 to kill Drekker. So I'll look at the top 3. We'll do bottom, no. Bottom, top, and I'll play Book of Malefaction. I will play Squire Alice. And I will tell you to go ahead. I will draw 2. Oh, shrooms, yes. It's double shroom. Heal.
Okay, I'll say
Flame with the Brain.
Santamed. All Lost in the Woods. The Alice. And the Cephalist. Play a Fnoop.
Okay, I will say Untamed. I'm gonna play Niflgrounds. I'm gonna play Gloriana's Attendant. I'll play Chonkers. Got a +1/+1 counter. And then I will Reap with Gloriana's Attendant. And I'll tell you to go ahead. I'll draw 3.
Okay, say dis. I'll use the Dominator Bobble to. I'll Mark of Dis the Infernus. I'll Wretched Doll to kill Xeno Knight. I'll Dominator Bobble the Flumph. Yeah, I'll shriek. And that is it.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. Who we?
I should have. I knew something stunk. It smelled like Markadis. Just sniffed it out when you took that weird untamed turn. I was like, what are you doing? What are you, like, planning?
Yeah, I don't know how you would have played around it, though. It's tough. Alright.
No fighting. This stream would not have the content it does without us fighting.
That was a good game, though.
Yeah, it was a good one. Like, I got so far behind early. I don't know. I forget exactly what it was. Something happened early in that game.
It was another Marker Disc.
Oh yeah. Of course it was. Of course it was.
He's like, "Why are you yelling?"
I'm yelling. I'm mad. I'm mad at Marks of this.
Or you're trying to lounge.
It's relaxed.
Very
We got no
relaxed.
bones. This is the rare no bone dog. He has no bones.
Just chilling. Hi, Eddie. That face. I know.
Storm, you're done. You can't. Your typing privileges are revoked.
Oh man.
We got the bets going for everybody.
Storm's using voice to text tonight.
And yeah. It's drunk typing over there.
Hungry for flesh. Not a zombie dog, just a normal dog. Not a killer zombie dog.
Lem.
I feel like I like going first in the set more than not.
I can see that. It's like you wanna get something proactive down, and then you want to be able to react what your opponent is doing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say Untamed. I'll play Eldest Bear. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll say Logos. I'll play Autoencoder. I'll Inquiry and shoot the bear.
Did you play Lethal Logica?
Oh, whoops.
Okay.
I thought it was Lethalogica.
That's
better.
Judge.
There's Lethalogica with the same icons in here, or in one of these decks. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's
It might not be this one.
This is the one that
Okay.
makes Lethal Logica.
Might be.
He's cheating. I can't.
All these logos actions look the same to me.
Your dog barks at ghosts. You don't respect the rules of the game.
What deck is this? I did not. This is not the deck I thought it was. Okay. Good. I was thinking this is a library card deck. Alright. Do this thing. Your turn. It's not raises, it's against cards. They're just cards.
Alright, my turn.
Yep.
I am going to say Untamed. I'm going to Reap with Eldest Bear. I'll play Dino Beast and do nothing with it. I'll play Flumph and do nothing with it. And your turn. I'll draw to you. All the robots.
I'll say dis.
That was like somebody. That was like an actual comment people made about like the Keyforge IP early on, was that it was like too generic looking.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
I think it's very imaginative and cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play Gateway.
Okay, they're all dead.
Play Ritual of Tognath.
Oh god.
The card with no downside. I'll play a Drekker and a. I'll discard History card. Rough Chain.
I will say Saurian. Oh, I'm gonna play Monument to Faust. I will play Shrix and Exalt to steal one. I'm gonna play Umbrasaurus. Not gonna use its ability. I'll play Spoils of Battle. I'll capture here, and then they'll both capture. And it is your turn. I will draw.
Let's say Logos. I'll play Cronus. Draw. Archive.
Thorium, Plasmate, and Positron Bolts. I could see that.
I'll play Eclectic Inquiry.
Pictures of cards where it's like lasers shooting. It's like guns shooting lasers. Very generic.
Your turn.
Oh, right. I am going to say Untamed. I'm going to play Resurgence. I will get back Dino Beast and Eldest Bear. I will play Eldest Bear and Dino Beast. And I'm going to Reclaim by Nature the autoencoder. I think that's quite enough of that. And it is your turn. I will draw two.
Alright, I'll say Logos. I'll Reap with Cronus. I'll standardize testing. So it's 5s and 3s.
Okay.
Alright, your turn.
I am going to say Dis. I'm going to play Wretched Doll. I am going to play a Dominator Bobble and do 1 damage to Tracker. I'll play a Dark Minion. I will play a Snudge. I'm going to double Doom Tracker.
We played with what was the card? Secret Needle as an
Secret
action.
Needle. We played it as an
time.
action through the first
50 games we ever played.
before we ever played it on stream.
Yeah.
Before we ever like started the stream, we played Secret Needle as if it were an action. We were like, this card seems pretty bad.
I'll say Dis. I will Pain Reaction the Dark Minion.
Okay.
Play a Cinder. Draw. Drekker. Your turn. Yeah, I agree, Herb. They don't look different enough.
I will say Dis. I am going to Mark of Dis the Drekker. I am going to Stirring Grave, do a damage to Drekker. Archiving Shrix. I will Reap with Snudge, and I will bounce the Drekker. I know I did all that damage to him, but
Do you want to do this?
yeah, I guess that's fine. And then I'll Dominator Bobble and Reap with the Umbrasaurus. I will Wretched Doll the Cinder. Okay, I'll say check with 8. It is your turn. I will draw 2.
Alright, I'll say Dis. I'll Reap with Cinder. I'll die. I guess you get no, it's elusive. You might just fight. It's Snudge. I don't know. I'm not threatening ever. I gotta get Snudge off the table probably, so we'll just fight. I'll play Cinder. I'll play Drekker. Your turn.
I will forge.
This is a fair and balanced card.
Yep. I concur. Okay, I will
Cinder Reaps to destroy a friendly creature. Oh yeah, he doesn't die, right? He just fought Nudge. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Still alive, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that definitely changes. That makes my turn a lot easier.
1 on him, so he takes 2. Okay, thank you.
All right, I will say Untamed then. I will Savage Clash. So keep around the damage Doomed Cinder. I will discard Lost in the Woods because I don't want to give you back a bunch of Amber. And then I am going to Growth Surge Umbrasaurus. All right, it's your turn. I'll draw 3.
I'll say Untamed with Archive. Play Enoia, Dark Harbinger, Blade, Nymph Queen, Apologist, Frog. Play Mutation of Cunning to give Frog elusive until next turn. Ready, Dark Harbinger. Oh, I need to do this different order. I'll play a Mutation of Instinct, do a damage there, draw a card, then ready to give him Skirmish.
Okay.
I will fight. Then I'll play Mutation of Cunning on the Key Frog, ready and fight. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 7.
I thought it was Xaxes.
Yeah.
Your turn. Check with.
Okay, I'll put my Archives in my hand and say Saurians. I will Sagittarius Gaze Cinder. I am going to play Centurion, who is going to capture 2. I will play Faust. Screw it, yellow. I'll play this other tricks. I was debating whether or not to make you pay exactly 7. But screw it. We're gonna Faust you.
Okay.
So if you want a Key Frog, you gotta pay through the nose for it. And your turn. I will draw.
Say Untamed. I'm gonna fight that Centurion.
Okay.
I heal 2. Get 1. I will.
Oh, I guess I couldn't steal with the Cephalist.
Oh, with Strix.
Yeah, sorry, with Strix. I couldn't steal because of Cephalist.
Okay.
I would just discard the Strix.
Okay.
Because that's just giving you Amber at that point.
I still don't forge. No, I don't forge.
Yeah. You wouldn't have forged because it would have cost you
right.
9. So
I will fight a Faust. I'll fight a Faust.
It's getting pushed all the board by these untamed creatures.
I'll reap. 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 Here's your.
I had honestly considered you were gonna forge either way. Oh man, I don't know if I had the right. I don't know if I had a play in which this didn't happen. I'm gonna say Untamed. I'm gonna Wretched Doll, kill the Cinder. I will play Dominator Bobble. Not Untamed, Dis. I'll play Drekker, I'll Mind Fire. Maybe I hit something good here.
I'll use that ritual. It's gone.
Oh, it's not nothing. Okay, go ahead. I'll draw 3.
Okay. So I'll say, let's say Untamed. I'll fight Drekker. Reap.
Okay, I'll say Saurians. I'll Beware the Eyes Unia. I'll play Console Primus, and then I'll Faust you for 2. Go ahead. I'll say check with 6, and I'll draw 2.
I'll say Dis.
You can just win.
Can I?
No, you can't, because your keys
Yeah,
cost too much.
Yeah.
If you had a way to generate 1 amber,
Because
because you could reap, and then fight the Key Frog in a Console Primus.
Say Dis. I'll play Dominator Bubble. I'll Mark of Dis, the console.
Okay, that's definitely game.
And I'll just reap with something.
I guess I can Faust you.
You can Faust me, yeah.
Okay, so he's got 2 damage on him. I will say Saurians. I do Forge though?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll Forge. I will play an Umbrasaurus and shoot the Niffle Queen. I'll Reap with Console Primus. Move this to the Dark Harbinger. And then I'll Monument to Faust you for 2. And I Reap, so I get an amber for that. And your turn, I'll draw 1.
Alright, so now I can reap and fight.
Yeah.
For the 8 Forge.
Yeah. Okay. The other Mark of Dis was the bottom card. I needed that for the turn where you played all the Untamed guys.
Yeah. To hit the Drekker. Or not the Drekker,
to hit the Cinder while you still had it. Like if I kill the Key Frog, so the Faust only says we encountered this when we went through the decks. Monument Faust says keys dirt cost +1 during your opponent's next turn. If Faust the Great is in your discard pile, keys cost +2 during your opponent's next turn instead. So if he's got 6 amber, and I make his keys cost +2 during his turn, and I kill the Key Frog, he would Forge. It doesn't it doesn't stop him from forging during my turn if I kill his Key Frog right then.
Congrats on the bet, Meg. It's a bad betting. Look at deck list. You don't need to look at deck list.
It almost doesn't matter.
That game was pretty close. It was an interesting game. It was just like
there are a lot of close games. It's market dis.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it was. Yeah. I had a 2-pip mark. I mean, that game was like enough. There were times where if I had like forced you to skip a turn and I got to.
You're not by now.
But you just. Like you got to use 7. It was autoencoder, right?
Yeah.
Because that all that Untamed stuff. All of that Untamed stuff came from an autoencoder.
Oh, was it 2 Eclectic Inquiries as well?
Well, yeah.
And 1 Cronus. I actually didn't discard much to the autoencoder.
Okay, but yeah, you just had the huge logos.
Yeah. I was building up to it.
So, and you could have like just like gone through the deck with like the dis stuff too. Like if I had, I'm on the albino.
Yep. Albino is 0-2. Kettle Hut is 1-1 though, so Kettle Hut's fighting for the spot. If Kettle Hut wins, it's gonna be a double or a triple advancement.
Okay.
Because Cygecko and Bloom, the ones that just face each other,
everything's lost.
Both advancing. Yep.
Yeah.
Everything's lost.
Man, I Savage Clash the wrong time in the game.
Albino is not advancing Storm.
I am not as upset about that timing on my Savage Clash as I should have been. I knew you had the huge archives. I should have waited. That was poor discipline on my part. The problem, you just had like all these huge disc creatures.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have played them had you not Savage Clash there too, because you had to get rid of that Drekker somehow too. Yeah, I guess you could have fought into it. I'm not sure. Stormtrunk did win that
He
tournament.
did.
Did a great job.
You're sitting in chat with a legend.
Oh yeah, both last decks that were played, both advanced. Yeah, and they're both pretty good. Mark of Dis is just so good.
Yeah,
it makes up for not having a lot of amber control.
Really, really good in this set.
Yeah. Especially when you're like, Mark of Dis something, follow it up with some damage icons to kill the creature off.
Yeah, Eclectic Inquiry is good. You just get a lot of information, right? You start your Logos turn, you play Eclectic Inquiry. You've got 2 cards in your archives, and you can immediately start formulating plans, right? Because you've effectively drawn 2 future cards. Because you know, like a lot of these mass mutation decks are very much combo decks in a lot of ways, and so you Eclectic Inquiry and you hit part of your combo, then you can like immediately start playing for it. So 80 gets a treat.
Oh yeah. Give a quick 80
from Mr. Zach Legweek.
Sleeping boy.
You want a treat? Do you have any interest in this? Barely interest. It's got no. I'm sorry, guys. I did want to take a moment to remind you this dog has no bones.
It's done. Usually, I make him do a trick for the 3rd one, but he's very sleepy, so.
Yeah, and that's the kind of those are the kind of cards you want in a Kixel Stone deck, right, Kelly? Because you're like you're actively discarding creatures because you don't want to give them answers. If you don't have your Kixel Stone, you use the inquiries to dig for it. When you have your Kixel Stone, you use your inquiries aggressively to try to dig for stuff that you want. So, did we? I don't think we rolled. You just auto mulligan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going first.
Okay. Well, after you put your.
It's fine. I had Gateway in it, so I didn't really want the Gateway there.
Nice. Yeah, after you've put your hand on the die, and you've declared yourself the winner. Is this? I guess I'll keep this hand. It's not thrilling, but I'll keep it. 12 creatures. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'll go and play this auto encoder. Your turn.
Push a button. Yeah, it's a scanner box. Except for the dog is over there. You guys press a button and then on some other dog gets rewarded.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Alright, I am gonna say Untamed. I'll play Gloria's Lieutenant, Dark Fairy, and Chonkers.
Look at his little paws, they're all crossed. That's so cute. And it's over there sighing and then going back to sleep. Alright. Interesting. I'll play Dis. Play Inspector. I just discard that. I'll play Dominator Bubble. I'll discard Inspector. Okay, your turn.
I am gonna say Sanctum. I'll play Book of Malefaction. I will play Xenoknight. I will play Baldric. I will play Bulwark. Actually, I guess I'll play Xenoknight. Bulwark Baldric. Like in
Chonkers. Did you get that big old Chonkers?
Chonkers!
I will say Dis. I'm gonna pick up the archive. The Gateway.
Sweet.
Play Anguish. Your turn. I don't draw that.
I am going to say Dis. I am going to play an Inspector, 2 Bone Saws. I will play Infernus and purge that garbage. And I will tell you to go ahead. I will draw 4.
Play Logos. Walker Zap.
Non-mutants, huh? Okay.
I guess I can play this Lethal Logic at first.
Okay.
So you don't purge it.
Into other Lethal Logic.
I could play this one then.
Yep.
Beat something. I will discard this. And then I'll play the left. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Your turn.
I am going to say Untamed, I guess. I'll
1,793 powers.
Mushroom with you. Play Niffle Grounds. Oh yeah. He's
That's awesome.
I'll play Gloriana's 10 and go ahead. I'll draw 3.
Play Sanctum, pick up the archive. Play Baldric, play Gorvenal, play Potion, play Seeker Truth, play Remiel.
Okay, my turn. I am going to say Sanctum. I'm going to play Potion of Invulnerability. I am going to play Squire Alice. And I will play Umbra Knight. And I'll say check with 6. It's your turn. I will draw.
Alright, I'll say Sanctum. I'll use the potion. Baldric will fight Umbra Knight.
Okay.
So I get 2. Gorvenal will fight Alice. Capture. I'll fight the attendant. Capture 1. I'll reap with reap. So check 6.
Okay, I am going to say Dis. I am going to play Gateway. Okay. I will play Anguish, and I will Stirring Grave for, I think it's, and it is your turn. I'll say check with 7. I'll drop a chain and draw 2.
Alright, I'll say Logos. I will Arrow Siphon. Draw a library card. I'll shoot the Anguish for 1.
Nice.
I'll play Causal Loop. Archive a card. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so I will Forge. I am going to put my archives into my hand, and I will say Dis. I'm going to Reap with Anguish. I'll play Imp Spectre. I'll play Infernus. Excuse me?
Book counter for the steal. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Malefaction counter.
Oh, yeah.
We thought we were going to see
Good
a
old word counter. Alright, so we're going to get Lethal Logica, and we'll get Neurosiphon. Okay. These are purged. Alright, I'll drop a chain and draw 1, and it is your turn.
Alright, I'll say Dis. I'll pick up the archive. I'll discard Hystricog. Play.
I mean, he's got a library card, so I gotta, like, do something about the logo stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, I already used all the Lithologicas before I got to it.
Yeah. I mean, but by my count, you still have, like, multiple Logos creatures that you can play.
Alright, I will discard, discard, discard. Draw. Your turn.
Okay. I will say Dis. I will reap 3 times. So I will play Picaroon between Anguish and Inspector. And it is your turn. I will drop a slash chain and draw 1.
Logos it is. Use library card. Play Bob Bookton. Draw. Play Professor Toronto. Draw. Play UMax and draw 2. Play Effervescent. Draw. Play Causal Loop. Draw. Play Lithologica. Do I have anything? No, I don't. Okay. And draw. The Lithologica goes to the discard before I draw for it? Okay.
You have to fully resolve the card.
Okay.
Does anybody know? You have to fully resolve the card before you draw. So like Martian Generosity, if you're drawing 12, you gotta fully resolve it.
Right.
But I don't know if the effect of library
It does
card...
not.
Okay.
So if I played Lithologica, I have it mill the entire deck. I still have a library card draw off of it. Is it in the discard when the shuffle is made? Or
because fully resolving the effect of the card would be milling himself.
Yeah, but this is after the card, right? After you play card.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, does he get to fully resolve the card and then the draw?
You draw before
in that case, you're gonna
bend. Okay.
Draw before it's bend. Okay. Okay. I mean, under the old rules, you drew before you resolved the card.
Right.
So I thought that made that pretty clear. So I don't know why they wouldn't muddy that, but...
Play like a bot. Draw. Play Kurzap. For each non-mutant.
Okay, I'll purge a card from your hand.
Draw.
And then Pickering will die.
Okay, that is the stuff.
Okay. I am going to say Untamed. I am going to play a Mushroom with a View. I will play Cephalus and Pismire. I will discard Song of the Wild. I will Book of Malefaction. Lipton. Go ahead. I think it's unlikely that you will say Logos this turn.
I might have if Bookton was there.
So that's why I'm going to keep Torado around.
I'm going to say Sanctum. I'll purify the Pismire. There's so much purging this game.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll play Champion, Joya, Corvinal, Radiant Truth. 3 meal. Your turn. Champion has a damage.
Okay, I am going to say this. I am going to double doom Lycobot.
The triple capture.
Yeah, it's not going to matter.
Okay.
Because I'm going to Skixuna.
Okay.
So
5, 6,
7. That's generated by him. 7. Okay. Your turn. I will draw 2.
Okay, I'll say this. I'll play a break key and Cinder, Anguish, Cinder. Your turn. When you play Wild Worm after playing Library X, the following happens this order. You gain 1 amber from Wild Worm's amber. 2, Library X effect and the Wild Worm's play effect are simultaneous, so you may resolve in either order. You gain amber from any amber on the card played from top of your deck. 4, if there are any play effects the card played from top of your deck, they're simultaneous with Library X's effect. So they're still there, like they haven't resolved yet, I guess. Since they're simultaneous.
You may resolve them in either order.
But if you, oh god, so that did not answer the question, did it? If fully resolved and discarded less Logica or not. So
okay.
You do have the choice. Okay.
All right. I am going to say Sanctum. I'm going to play General Salvador. I'll play a Bulwark. I will play a Gorvanal. I'm going to play a Gizelhart's Zealot. We are going to use the Potion of Invulnerability to save the Zealot. Yes, I do. I'll pop Potion of Invulnerability so the Zealot can fight into this Cinder. It'll assault 2 and then deal 4. This Salvador had an amber on it, so I go to 6. And I will say check with 6. And when he fought, Gorvanal captured 1. So say check with 6. I'll draw, shuffle, and draw. I did catch it, Hyper.
I'm gonna say this. I'll play Brabble. I'll Reap with Cinder and destroy Brabble to flip 1. I'll discard Screaming Cave. Yeah, that's fine. Anguish will fight Gorvanal. After that dude. And then I'll Reap with the Cinder and he'll eat himself. Your turn.
So you have check with 6. I will say Sanctum. Gizelhart's Zealot is gonna fight Cinder. Die. That'll put 4 damage into him. I will play Baldric and gain 1. He had assault 2.
Oh yeah, 6 damage.
I will play Scrivener Fabian. Bulwark will attack Cinder to finish it off. And then Salvador will crash into Anguish. I will say check with 6, and I will draw 2. Your turn.
Okay, so Forge.
Yep.
I'll say Logos. I'll pick the Archive up. Effervescent.
God.
I'm gonna play this Q-Max first.
Sure.
So I'm gonna draw a Kurzap.
Yeah, assault 2. He took 4 the exact same way he took 4 last turn. Or the other Cinder took 4 at least.
Then draw. I'll play Lycobot and cause a loop.
My turn?
Yeah.
I will say Sanctum and Reap 3 times. Your turn.
Play Sanctum. Play Commandeer. Play Mutation. Salvador. Baldric. That's it.
I guess that Baldric could have fought somebody last turn. Would have been slightly better, but I wasn't forging anyway. Okay, so I am going to say Sanctum. And this Baldric is going to fight your Baldric.
Okay.
And I'm going to get 2 Ember. He's going to take some damage. And then Bulwark is going to fight your Salvador. He's going to take some damage. Got assault 2, so he does 6 to him. And this Croner Fabian is going to reap. And I'm going to use my mushrooms to heal my guys.
Okay.
I will say check with 7. It is your turn. Yeah, fight with Baldric is better. 100%.
This.
I was just so infuriated being stopped so many turns in a row. Yeah, the shrooms. I think the shrooms are better with Sanctum because you've got all that armor to get between you and the opponent's creatures.
Use Dominator to reap with Lycobot. So discard a card.
Yeah, fighting with Baldric last turn was the call. So my guys are all on shrooms.
I will. Discard Hystricog. Discard Screaming Cave. I'm gonna harvest time my items. You do have 1 item. Book.
Yeah.
Play Brabble, play Anguish.
Okay.
Your turn.
I'll forge for 6. I am going to say Dis. I am going to Infernus.
Did I draw from Lycobot? I don't know if I did or not, but too late now.
Only Commandeer, huh? Whatever. Gotta get him out of here. Sooner or later. I will Stirring Grave. I will archive Gorvanol. Skix Uno.
Urge count is high.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
13.
Skixuno is gonna take out the Lycobot. And I'll mushroom. Okay. Your turn. I will draw 2.
Alright, I'll say this and pick up the archive. I will fight Scrivener. Play Break Key. Play Cinder. Cinder. Anguish. Rebel will. X7.
Could please note where your taunt creatures are for me. Thank you. I'm going to put my archives in my hand. I am going to play Gorvanol. I'm going to play Umbra Knight. I will have Baldric fight Cinder. I'll gain 2. Gorvanol will capture 1. And then Bulwark. Oh, and he dies screaming. Bulwark will fight Cinder. Kill. I'll capture on Gorvanol. And it's your turn. I'll draw one.
Okay, I'll say fight the Gorvenal. Oh no, I'll fight the Baldur's Dead.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll fight Gorvenal. That Baldric dead. Just shriek 3 times here.
You don't think Gorvenal captures the creature dies to assault?
It does.
After you fight with a creature?
With assault? No, it's after you fight. You still get after a fight effects. You just don't get fight effects, right?
You don't get the fight effects on the cards. I don't know. It's worth looking up. You might be right. Healing, yeah, I mean, I don't care about healing at this point. I think they did, but I know you don't get fight, like if the creature says fight, do the thing.
That's still triggers. Fight still happens, but you don't get the fight keyword.
Fight keyword specifically.
I believe you get after fight and used to fight, because it was used to fight. Like after a creature, it was used to fight, right? Okay,
yeah. I used bulwark to fight.
After you fight with a creature, but it doesn't say after you use it. After a creature was used to fight. I don't know. I feel like it still happens. So you still fight. Wait, what was I right about? Because I said both things. Either way. Check with 10.
I can't stop it. I have this useless untamed
just
card.
Generally. I'm just always right. Yeah, I know.
That I cannot discard to archive as much as you did.
Mm-hmm. The deck is a 3, so
yeah,
it's not surprising.
It's miserable to play.
Yeah. It triggers you still use it to fight. You lost 172 Amber, no. It basically said after X fights or was used to fight wording works even if the fight ended early. Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of Amber in that game. I don't know who would bet on this deck. This deck is just so clunky.
Shogun with 318 Amber. Yeah, it's super clunky.
It's just so bad. Okay, so that was the albino.
All 3 advanced.
So Psy Gecko did, Bloom did,
and Kettlehead did,
and albino did not.
Now these decks are okay. I don't know that they're.
I don't think they're on the same power level as some of the stuff we've seen, and I think that's evident by their scores, right?
Yeah.
All going 2 and 1.
The whichever deck. This deck I think is pretty good.
This is the double market disc. This is the double market disc.
Yeah, I think that deck's pretty good.
I think I lost that game because I did not draw the second.
That deck could have easily been 3-0.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the best deck in this pod.
And if I had waited a turn, so the problem was I couldn't. You were at 6 Amber. You were at like 9 Amber, and the Saurian math just didn't line up.
Yeah, to make me pay.
And I was gonna have to like hold stuff. There wasn't a way. Like I wanted you. If you could have generated like 15 Amber, I could have made you pay that much. So
the fact that paragraph exists, Slag Blast. I feel like they need to change how fight works. Is that to me makes no sense, right? I still don't understand why fight.
I don't understand why assault. I don't understand why assault doesn't work with fight effects.
Yeah,
that's what I don't get.
But yeah, we did play it right because after a creature is used to fight, it would still capture. But it's just so weird, right? With fight effects.
If after we're done recording and I tell Justin I'm gonna beat you to death, but I shoot him on my way to the room.
I think this is TOS. You can't say that.
This is TOS.
Yeah, you can't say that.
In the game.
Yeah, in a video game.
I can say in a video game.
Yeah.
To make it TOS. I have still fought Justin.
Yes, you should still get your fight effect in that video game.
I get my fight effect of feeling slightly better and then having to flee the state.
Yeah, we played it right. It's confusing. Like it doesn't need to be that confusing, right? Yeah, I agree. It's immediately contradictory, but it has no reason to be. I don't know.
It's not intuitive.
Yeah.
Right. So that's my biggest argument is that, especially in a game like Keyforge, the rules should make sense.
Yeah. People should be able to read the card and say, "Oh, this clearly happens this way."
Yeah.
It makes sense if the creature.
If Shorty beats the tar out of somebody with an assault, it should feel like he fought them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Keyforge is bad about that, and then they fix them later. But like,
I feel like
Archimedes is the best example of that.
Yeah.
Just like, why does that happen?
Why was it ruled that way in the first place?
Yeah.
This is not intuitive. We just have to take over. We have to take over. We have to win.
We have to win the Keyforge game.
Worlds. And then we use our title belt to throw our weight around.
All right.
And we start the wrestling storylines.
To be fair,
they make us commissioners of Keyforge.
We are now the 2-time self-proclaimed world champions.
Yeah.
Because
2019
is ours once again.
2020, back-to-back, running.
Undisputed.
2 years running.
World champions.
Co-champions. Self-proclaimed co-champions. We need the self-proclaimed world champions belts.
I mean, I do want to get some belts.
So,
the way things are going, there will be a third. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. You're right. Show the Eddie. He's right.
He's right here.
There. Sleeping.
Yes,
Code Red, you're absolutely the ref.
Oh, yeah.
Special guest referee. I agree with Player Herb. If a new player is confused, it isn't good. That's the side I land on a lot of the times with rulings. Like, why do I have to explain advanced math to tell you how this interaction works? Like, why do I have to explain, but then the paragraph, like, there's this sentence in the rules that means this works like this. And they're like, okay, that's fine. His ears. I know. Yeah, no, the Archimedes ruling, it
doesn't make sense. They're all dead at the same time. Why did they just go firing into your discard?
I think it takes a certain mindset, and that's not a bad mindset to have, to think that makes sense. And it does on a certain level. Like, if you're like a programmer, your mind is that of a programmer. You're like, sure.
Yeah.
These move, the state of the destroyed effects is still transferring from the Archimedes, and these creatures then gain the destroyed effect. The destroyed trigger is there.
Yeah, if you're thinking like a literal AI, and you're not thinking like someone who's played card games for 1,000 years. So
yeah, and a creature can die from reaping and still get its reap effect. Yeah. So that's an argument against the fight creature.
Yes.
Dying and not getting fight effect, right?
Yeah, or like playing a creature that dies to auto canning and getting the play effect is the same thing, right? You get the play effect. So
because like the reap effect, if part of the reap effect kills the creature, it still resolves the rest of the reap effect. We had that come up. I can't remember why, but
it came up all the time in Worlds Collide because of Kangafin and stuff like that. So,
yeah, Nexus gaining the reap effect from opponent's spectral tunneler.
Yeah, that one just, it's tapped already, right? I mean, yeah. He didn't have the effect at the start of the reap act, I don't know. It's that stuff that bothers me.
Anyways, we actually really like Keyforge, and it's a fun game.
Yeah, it is fun. It's just but the thing is, those rules are so far, they're like such weird interactions.
Yeah, they don't happen that often.
We played 6 games tonight. We had 2 rules questions, and I would say that's like above average for us. So,
I don't know. I agree. It's like it's already done its reaping. He's dreaming. Sometimes he does little kicks.
Yeah,
makes little noises.
It definitely makes noises.
It's little feats.
Yeah,
I know. Super cute. It's pretty great. He's very spoiled. I mean, he deserves it, though. It's pretty good. Pretty good boy. Where timing window stuff needs to be explained better. Yeah, I mean, they could have gone way more in depth on the timing chart. Yeah,
but I mean, like, I also think of like, how would you expect this to work in a digital client, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like one of the neat things about Legend of Runeterra was its timing window, which I think is very neat. But it is not necessarily intuitive if you're first getting into the game. You got to like really learn it. So I would like to see that applied to Keyforge. So yeah,
that kind of time, definitely not the same kind as Legend of Runeterra, because
not one for one. But
yeah, you don't want to. And I still hate reactions in Keyforge. It should never happen.
So,
there should never be an opponent interact with you on their turn. That would ruin the game for me. So many games were Runeterra because I've done the same thing. I was like, I pass between the blocks so I can like play this reaction, and yeah. All right, well,
I mean, I think that's one of the neat things is that I attack and I've got combat actions I want to play. My opponent's like, I'll just take it, and then you hit them.
Mm.
I think that's neat interaction because
that stops you from playing reactions.
yeah,
right?
yeah, because you're like, oh, like you can that's a way to play around something that you suspect is coming. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game can be like back to Keyforge. The game can be challenging and not have super confusing rules for newer players.
Yeah, I think you can have a healthy
Yeah.
mix. So
yeah, there's the
Farquaad throwing out that Discord.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
So
Hop on
Farquaad's
the
helping
things.
us.
Sub on the YouTubes, please.
He's really earning that deck and pack of
join the Discord.
Katana Ultimate Guard Katana sleeves. So
Check out all the stuff. Yo, we'll be back Wednesday.
Back Wednesday, yeah,
and a Friday stream.
Yeah, gonna do a bonus Friday stream.
Yeah.
So
more Mass Mutation. We're trucking
power through it. Yeah,
trucking
power
through this first round.
Yeah,
trucking through it.
And, we've made some solid progress.
Yeah, we're with those G.
Yeah,
so
made some solid progress.
We're getting there. All right, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you Wednesday.
Bye bye.